Goalscape starts with a central main goal and 3 sub-goals in this multi-level pie chart that we call the Goalscape. Every goal has a form, here on the right-hand side of the screen, which contains information about it. Enter the name of your goal in the field at the top of the form, and the text appears in the Goalscape on the left. To add sub-goals to the main goal or any other sub-goal, select it, then click on the Add button at the top of its form. Alternatively, you can right-click on it and select Add Sub-Goal from the drop-down list. Right-click is context-sensitive, so it will add a sub-goal to whichever goal the mouse is over at that point, whether or not it is selected and highlighted. You can keep adding sub-goals at any level until you have completed your analysis and filled in the entire landscape of your goals. If you need to delete a sub-goal, select it, then click the Delete button in its form. You can use the right-click for deleting goals too, but remember that you'll be deleting the goal your mouse is over, which may not be the one you've selected. Enter information about your goals in the Notes field. Once you have defined a complete set of sub-goals, you should give some thought to their relative importance. That is, how much each goal contributes to achieving the major goal above it. In Goalscape, the size of a sub-goal slice represents its importance. You can change the relative importance by selecting a sub-goal, then dragging and dropping either of its borders. Alternatively, you can set the importance by dragging the importance slider in its form. Of course, all resources are finite. Whatever you spend in one area, you cannot spend elsewhere. Goalscape shows this directly. When you make one sub-goal more important, all the others, its siblings, become less important. If you're working in a team, you may wish to identify the people who are responsible for specific sub-goals. Select the sub-goal and click on the Person button in the Responsible field. A window will open. Click the Add button and a text box opens. You can write in someone's name or initials, then press Return. The name will appear in the window with a tick in its checkbox. You can add as many names as you like. Any names you do add will be available for selection elsewhere in your Goalscape. You can move a sub-goal by selecting it and using cut and paste or copy and paste, or by simply dragging and dropping it to another position in the Goalscape, even to a different level. Goalscape will indicate where you are about to drop it with this red bar. You may want to lock the importance of a sub-goal so that it does not change when you add, delete, or move its siblings or change their importances. You can do this by selecting it, then clicking the padlock icon to the right of the importance slider. The padlock closes and the sub-goal is locked. Once you've locked a goal, you cannot delete or move it. Goalscape is really useful for tracking your progress as you work on your goals. You have to decide how you're going to measure your progress in each area. You can only enter progress on bottom level sub-goals, as that's where the action takes place. To mark progress, just drag the progress slider in its form. Progress is displayed on the Goalscape as shading from the outside in, towards the central goal. The aggregate progress of all sub-goals is reflected upwards into the parent in proportion to their importance. Whenever you complete a bottom level sub-goal, you can simply click its complete checkbox. Its progress will jump straight to 100%, a tick will appear, and the slice fills in completely. If you want to attach files to a goal, select the Attachments tab in its form. It's next to the Notes tab. Click the Choose File button, browse for the file you want in the drop-down window, select it and click Open. You can add a brief description if you wish, then click Attach File. Attached files are displayed in a list box in the form. To open an attachment, just double-click its name in the list. Attachments are linked to the current file name and location on your system. They're not actually copied into the Goalscape, so if you subsequently rename or move them, the link will be broken. The text size of goal names in the Goalscape changes automatically with their size. Of course, if the slices become very thin, you can't read the text. But in that case, when you mouse over the subgoal, its name will appear on a tooltip. You can also change the size of the font manually. Simply select the goal and press Ctrl and minus sign to decrease the font size, or Ctrl and plus size to increase it. On the Mac, it's F8 and F9, or function F8, function F9, depending on your keyboard settings. You can also use right-click functionality to do this. If you want to look only at your higher level goals, you can collapse the more detailed levels using the down arrow on the anchor bar at 12 o'clock. To expand collapsed levels, click the up arrow. You can even focus right in on any subgoal by double-clicking on it. The Goalscape will redraw to show the selected subgoal as the central goal in its own Goalscape. And you can repeat this operation to drill down into a large Goalscape. Changes made in this view are of course reflected in the overall Goalscape when you go back up to go back up a level, or go to highest to revert to the view of the full Goalscape. When you're in this focus view, a miniature appears in the corner to show where you are in the overall Goalscape. If you double click on the miniature, you'll jump straight back to the overall view. That's the end of this tutorial. If you still have any questions, just drop us an email to support@goalscape.com.